And we have a similar outlook in the House of Representatives, and it signals a potential robust debate and definitely engagement in the 10th National Assembly. We shall look at the upsets and what this portends for Nigeria's democracy on this edition of the program.
Just before we will take a break shortly, but TV, I guess we'll have so much to talk about, at least in the next few hours, at least in the next few minutes. We'll be taking the Naira redesign policy, the impact on 2023 elections, and perhaps looking at even the merits and the demerits of the policy. So much to talk about in the next hour.
Indeed, so much, especially that everybody is looking up to the Supreme Court. Tomorrow, March 3 is a date fixed for judgment on the suit filed by, I think, about from 3 to 10 or 11 12 state governments, and now on the deadline for the use of the old Naira note. So everybody will be hooked up to what the National Assembly, the Supreme Court will decide on the issue tomorrow. Because
there's so much confusion as to who do we listen to, the Supreme Court or the President. Should we spend the old Naira note, or even the governors that have gone ahead to say, oh, okay, don't spend, continue to spend the old Naira notes. Now the presidential elections have come and gone. Will their temperature be a bit calm? Will they still come up with that same pressure, bearing in mind that the governorship elections is just a few days at time? What we'd also be looking at, just like we said at the introduction, is quite key and germane, that the National Assembly is, is that branch of government that is entrusted with the oversight function of the executive. We have a president-elect now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We expect that perhaps May 29, when he will be sworn in, he will get into action, and he will need the National Assembly to do that in terms of, we're talking governance now, so politics will go and rest. And for governance, the National Assembly is needed. So,
in fact, one of the major decisions that we expected of the president-elect when he's sworn in will be to issue a proclamation for the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly. So we'll wait to see how all of that will play out. He received his certificate of return yesterday with the Vice President-elect, Kashim Shettima. As we speak, INEC is expected to also start issuing the certificate of return to the senators-elect and House of Representative members-elect in the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
So we expect that Nigerians should really be interested, isn't it? And I hope that the interest that we've seen concerning the presidential elections, that our eyes and our searchlight will also go deep on the National Assembly incoming, and perhaps those that were there before that are still coming back.
A number of them actually will be returning to the National Assembly. It will be something to watch out for. Clearly, all attention was on the presidential election, like we saw some parties calling for cancellation even before the collation of the result. But very little was said of the National Assembly, and some were asking, the call for cancellation, did it include the National Assembly election, or was just the presidential, the presidential election? But all of them held on the same day. The same people who voted in the presidential voted in the House, in the Senate and the House of Representatives. There were 3 ballot papers, 3 ballot boxes, for those who were there at the polling unit, and also the pictures and the visuals that we saw in respect of that election.
Okay, I guess, Stevie, we'll go on a break, and when we return from the break, the program continues. Like we said earlier, we'll be looking at the Naira redesign program, the impact on the 2023 elections, and even if as we go into the governorship elections, what has really been the impact on the 2023 elections, impact on businesses, are there merits, are there demerits? We'll be looking at all of that when we return from this break. To stay.
That the masses doesn't want on us. We are not happy.
If anyone believes they are not comfortable, let them not be used from any party to get them to go and protest. Protesting at this very time can't solve the issue.
Any member of the political family who feels aggrieved, they have the option of the redressing court.
I want it to do very well so that peace will reign in this country, so that everybody can enjoy this country.
The youth of nowadays, we are suffering. Firstly, we are suffering from unemployment. So they have to look into that.
Now, from the presidential election, they will realize what their faults are, their mistakes. So, Mr. INEC, you need to buckle up. You need to put, if it won't work, then don't use it.
Happened to our votes. Yes. If you go to online, many people are posting results of the main results, but if they come, they will fabricate it. Okay, check this thing. They do not read our results. I had some presidency results. Why would I get to the presidency results? I should be allowed to win in all election that they take. Aside from the presidency election, meaning that they read.
The man had the brain, had the capacity, is resourceful. He is a manager of men and resources. I'm sure he's going to galvanize this nation and propel it forward to a greater height, to be a pride, not only of black Africans, but of all blacks all over the world. I am sure he can do it, and I believe he will do it. He has done it in Lagos, and he will do it for Nigeria. Our umpires, the INEC, should aim to do election to impress Nigerians, not to impress outsiders. After all, it is our food. When we cook, then we eat our food. I'm sure they will vote All Progressive Congress candidate Dr. Dukko Umar Rada. He is more than qualified. He has the capacity. He has been tested. And he has delivered all along. And he is a seasoned politician, a well-educated politician, a trustworthy politician, a person that we can trust. I appeal to the people of Katsina State to put Katsina first.